It's very difficult to explain what is going on in the UK right now. Crazy, chaotic, farcical. This just about gets us started. But we are only scratching the surface. The truth is much deeper and much more problematic. You see, the United Kingdom, like all developed nations, I should imagine, has this fallacious belief that the nation's natural setting is success, democracy, fairness, justice. It's not. None of these things come naturally. They are developed over a long period of time. The price we pay for them is war, hard work, protest. And like almost anything that is difficult to obtain, these things are very easy to lose. Now that I've been living outside the UK for nearly a decade, I'm able to see my home country from a point of view that I never really was able to appreciate when I lived there. In the UK, the current incredulous activities of the British government are seen as a blip, a deviation. It's supposed that in some time in the near future, somehow everything will right itself and we'll be back on track. This supposition comes from the fallacy that our nation state is successful. The term developed nation tells us we have no more developing to do. We have arrived at our destination of being the country that every nation wants to be. The British are told and believe that what we are experiencing right now is just some quirk of circumstance. Even the inflation that we're supposed to be going through is presented as being something that lasts for just a decade. That's the focus. But then what? Success again? We go back to enjoying the benefits of being a developed nation? Countries like the United Kingdom, the US, and European countries like Germany and France will never find the humility to compare themselves to countries like Morocco. But they should. If these nations believe that the rest of the world is going to sit back and wait for all of these Western economies to sort themselves out, they need to think again. In the year 2000, just over 60% of Moroccans lived in poverty. 20 years later, it's just over 20%. That's still a lot, but it's a drop of 2/3 in 2 decades. At this rate, Morocco will have no poverty in 2032, the same year that the UK is expected to come out of its recession. Of course, nothing is that straightforward. Morocco is experiencing the cost of living crisis. Certainly, it is much more of a struggle to be poor in Morocco than it is to be poor in the UK. Currently, inflation in Morocco stands at 8%, just a little lower than the UK's figure of 10%. Morocco's growth rate for 2022 is expected to be just 1.3%. Not that much, but it's better than the UK's growth rate of 0%. In 2021, total UK imports from Morocco amounted to £1.1 billion, while total UK exports to Morocco amounted to £757 million, a profit to Morocco of £243 million, or nearly 3 billion dirham. Morocco has a long way to go, but it is improving. They are building railways here, motorways, hospitals. They're even building cinemas and theatres. Morocco is constructing the world's longest electrical cable, connecting Morocco to the UK, so it can provide 8% of the UK's energy from its solar plant in the south of the country. Morocco is improving its education and welfare systems, and one of the ways Morocco is doing this is by imposing higher taxes on its companies. In Morocco, the highest rate of corporation tax is 31%. In the UK, it's just 19%, but that will increase to 25% next April, but only after a lot of debate and government infighting. Morocco is investing in its people and its future. In the UK, there will be cuts to public services, holding back the nation for generations, giving Morocco plenty of time to catch up and overtake the United Kingdom. When you talk to young people in Morocco, they find it easy to be positive about their country's future. They predict great prosperity in their own lifetime and for their children. It is exactly the opposite of what young people think in the UK. What is happening in the UK right now is not a blip. It's not a weird set of circumstances that will eventually be put right. It is the latest piece of evidence of a long-term decline of the country. We shouldn't imagine that a change of government is going to fix anything. It is the system that is wrong. The belief that the UK is fundamentally well and prosperous and immune. It's not. It never was.